Welcome to another episode of Real Talk Podcast here in the Academy Live studio. I'm going to change it up a little bit. Assalamu alaikum, Haji. How are you today?
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, I'm good, mashallah.
Alhamdulillah. How was your weekend?
Busy weekend.
Yeah.
I was in Sydney for a day.
MashaAllah.
So, yes,
The amount of frequent flyer points you must get with Qantas is ridiculous, huh?
yeah, well, alhamdulillah, I want a free trip somewhere one day.
Inshallah.
In Kaz?
Maybe to Jannah.
Yeah, inshallah.
Amin.
Kaz?
How's it going?
Not
Yeah,
bad.
good, alhamdulillah, man. Can't complain.
Alhamdulillah. How was your weekend?
Oh, not too bad.
I kid you not, I was here on Sunday doing some work in the afternoon. I heard someone open the door. So I went out there, had a look, and I saw Kaz. I opened the door, he got the shock of his life. So I snuck up on him. And then I was wondering, I was like, Kaz, your anniversary, he took his wife in here. And they had a nice little podcast together.
SubhanAllah, I just,
on
trying
a Sunday, and he's like, I thought no one was going to be here.
Yeah.
Probably R-rated, never mind.
I wouldn't say that. It was a nice conversation with my wife, a good catch up.
It's halal.
It's halal, yeah. I think I just wanted to show with the studio. I, wanted to expose it to, what Academy Live is actually doing here. So alhamdulillah, it was nice.
Moving on. Firstly, we've got Sheikh Abu Hamza from Sydney. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
How are you today?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Now, this is a very interesting topic today. This is completely different to what we normally do. Normally, we talk to community leaders, but this one here, is, for me, is it's a terrifying topic, but it's a topic nonetheless which has gathered it's got a lot of curiosity amongst Muslims and non-Muslims all around the world, with videos online reaching millions and millions of views, and that is the practice of Ruqya.
Very interesting topic.
Yes.
It's most spoke about in the world of Islam and non-Muslim alike as well.
Yes. So, firstly, just to start us off, what is Ruqya, Sheikh?
First of all, Bismillah wa salatu salam ala Rasulullah. I greet you, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam.
To everybody who's listening, to all the beautiful guests from Academy Allah here. Thank you for giving me the opportunity here. And Hassan Ghas, thank you for inviting me as well. It was a good idea.
Before you start our Hamza, so now you've got three names.
Yes.
So let's let the listeners understand which name.
So my name is Mohammad Shaar. Mohammad Shaar. It's in Arabic. I'm Lebanese, and they call me Abu Hamza because obviously of my son.
So what about the other name?
Which other name? Jinn Buster. Okay. Well, Jinn Buster came years ago. It was an idea that I took aboard, but I'd been advised by the Mashaykh not to be using it because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who Jinn busts, not me. But at that time was like, kind of something that I wanted to say and do. Going back to the topic, first and foremost, I'd like to say something. First, I am not a sheikh, and I'm not a student of knowledge. I'm a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I fear Allah with my actions, and I fear Allah for the people that who follow the sunnah and do the right thing with the Ruqya. Ruqya is a very, very worldwide topic that everybody talks about, especially in Sydney. And in Australia, I realized people go treatment for the wrong place or wrong person. We should be connected mainly with your ibadah with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is your first step of Ruqya. Ruqya Shari'iyya is a Ruqya that is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us how to do it. And he said the Ruqya is Fatiha. Ruqya is Fatiha. Whoever read Fatiha 7 times, this is Ruqya. It's sufficient enough. There's no university. There's no places where you can go study Ruqya. Ruqya it's you as a person, knowing and understand the unseens, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about in the Quran. الَّذِينَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِالْغَيْبِ وَالْغَيْبِ هُوَ and the unseens. So, learning Quran is the most powerful tool that you have. Quran is the most powerful tool. However, the Ruqya does not stop just reading the Quran. There's many people who knows how to read Quran, but they don't know how to do Ruqya. They don't know how to get the jinn out of the body. They don't know how to communicate with body movement. It's the body language. And you get somebody who knows Quran well, He can go read, shaitan comes out, perfect, no problem. Now get him out. He doesn't know how to. So this is where the sunnah comes in of the Prophet ﷺ. By talking to the jinn, minimum, only invite him to Islam and tell him to leave the body, as the Rasulullah ﷺ taught us, and give medication, whether it's recited water or olive oil that has been read on, or honey and black seed. All these remedies are from the Quran and Sunnah. You don't need to go to so-called fortune tellers and magicians. Having said, unfortunately, it's very common that you speak to somebody and the first question I ask them, who's the Ruqya that done Ruqya on you last? They say, such and such person. Okay, what did he do? Oh, he gave us a bit of paper, what we call a ta'weez or sihr, or amulet to hang. As Rasul said, this is shirk by itself. They can take you out of fold of Islam. Yani. But a lot of people have the misunderstanding of what Ruqya is. Ruqya is just Quran, recited of certain verses of the Quran on a certain person. Now you might ask, why certain verses? Well, everybody basically can hear Quran. Everybody can read Quran. So on a normal basis of a person, I can read Quran on you and you are possessed. It's not going to affect you because it's a daily thing that you might listen to. But if I come up to you, it's like a boxing ring, and I start punching you in the face all the time, you know my tactic is going to be just punching in the face. So you get used to it. You dodge it. But if I come with a new tactic to the ring and I start punching you to the ribs and to the stomach and to the head, you're going to cop it. You're going to say, wow, this is different. Ruqya is certain verses to attack certain things within the person.
Alhamdulillah, it's very, very insightful. Just going back onto the topic real quickly before we move on, is that I remember a press release from the Australian National Imams Council,
Yes.
ANIC, and they warned the community of fraudulent spiritual healers.
That's right.
And I want to get to that one a little bit later on. But so the reason why you're here in Brisbane is for your to perform Ruqya.
Perform Ruqya.
Is it common?
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
Because we don't hear a lot about it.
Yeah, the concept of Ruqya, and I spoke to the boards of imams at one stage, and we all agreed that we should be teaching people, more importantly, how to do Ruqya, self-Ruqya.
Self-Ruqya, yeah.
More than going up there and make it into something that can be helped by yourself. Ruqya is very important, to do it by yourself, able to pray more, read Quran, have inshallah the idea and the understanding. It's that shifa is from who? From Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not from Iraqi. Iraqi is a person. So now I changed my system from going out there just doing Ruqya to educate people how to build themselves to able to do the Ruqya on themselves and get cure from Allah direct. However, there is strong cases up there that you need somebody who is knowledgeable enough to be able to help and guide. So alhamdulillah, that's what I started about a year ago now, educating more. So when I do Ruqya, first I look around. The most important thing with Ruqya is the da'wah. Going to people's houses, looking at how they live, looking at the walls, could be photos, could be statues, could be dogs in the house, could be music, could be speakers pumped up with all this kind of music. So you come in, first of all, and educate these people about fearing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the hadith about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he said the angels won't enter a house that has photos and statues and dogs. Wallah al-azim, it was only yesterday. A sister called me from Melbourne and said, I need to see you urgently. I said, not a problem. She said, we are practicing family. I said, alhamdulillah, that's good. So let me call you back to talk to you about how to do it before me coming to Melbourne. Because you don't need me to become Melbourne. You need Allah. And there's plenty, mashallah, beautiful mashaykh all over the Melbourne. So we don't need me to fly there. I'm nothing. I'm just a human. And then I heard from the background a dog barking. I said, sister, do you have a dog? She goes, yeah, I have a dog. I said, didn't you know about the hadith of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? So I spent 15, 20 minutes telling this lady about how important not to have dogs, photos, statues. So that itself is da'wah. If she removed that, then automatically half the problem will be solved.
SubhanAllah, Sheikh, that was actually going to lead into my question because, you know, like that particular person mentioned that they are practicing. And I wanted to ask you, you know, do you come across people that, SubhanAllah, like, you know, majority of the time or most of the time they're doing everything right, and sometimes, you know, they potentially leave the door open somewhere for these things to come in, you know? Is there cases where you looked at someone and go, SubhanAllah, like 95% of what you're doing is spot on, but 5%, and in that 5%, you know,
I think what Kaz is getting
a gap, yeah.
Can people put bad eyes?
Yeah.
I suppose the word is black magic on other people, what creates a problem for that family.
The way you're talking about, probably talking more towards evil eye,
Yes.
ayn or hasad. Yes, it is. Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, an ayn haqq. It's truth. The eye is a truth. Can hurt. It can kill a person from the evil eye. Just looking and not saying tabarakallah lakum or tabarakallah in general. It can kill. Yes.
Okay.
Now, sorry. One important thing that we forget, he said something very important about people that fear in Allah and everything else.
Yeah.
Look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful.
Yeah.
And when we have that aqidah, knowing that Allah is merciful, Allah is not going to leave a person and without helping him. But we always have to go back to the drawing board. What have we missed with Allah? There's a loophole somewhere, there's a door open, the wind is coming in. Yes, I pray, I do fear Allah, I do pay zakat, everything else. You'll find majority of the people that are sick are dealing with riba, interest. Yes, they pray, they pay zakat, everything else. But they deal with riba, which is a bigger problem than anything, because as you know, the hadith about the riba. So I look and I say, look, subhanAllah, you dealing with, you are declaring war against Allah and His Messenger. How can Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help you? He's not going to help you if you are fighting Him.
True.
Wallah, there's a sister came to me, and this is a true story by the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She came to me, she said, I'm very sick, and I read on her, yes, she has Jinn on her. She came about 3-4 months, until one day she said to me, Abu Hamza, I'm not getting better. I said, sister, you have to change a little bit, not about just reading Quran. Sometimes you need to go out and walk, do exercise, change a little bit of yourself. While you're coming close to Allah with you. She goes, yeah, I spend time doing the garden at home, building it up. I spend a lot of money on it. And I said, that's when she said, spend a lot of money. It sort of clicked to my head. I said, sister, how can you fix your house when you're renting? She said to me, no, I own the house. I said, how? She goes, mortgage. I said, sister, this is your problem. That's why you're not getting better. Wallah al-azim, this is a true story. So she came to me. I said, go sell your house. And I just let her go. I just gave her an idea. I put the seed in, as Hassan Goss always say, plant the seed. So I did. She came a week before Ramadan finished. She said, oh, Sheikh. I said, yeah. I said, what have you done? She goes to me, I sold the house. I said, okay. She goes, and this is $500 for my zakat money, which I took straight away and transferred this money overseas to a poor person, not to my pocket. And then she gave me $100 for the session for the center at that time. I walked in there, 5 minutes. That's all it takes. 5 minutes, Jinn left her by the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Till now, she doesn't know how to thank me enough. She should thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first. But the moral of the story is she feared Allah. She changed her life. She came close to Allah, and Allah gave her the cureness.
Well, Hamza, you find the affected people in more male or female?
Well, to be honest, they're both. But now I'm seeing a lot of females, and I've seen a lot of, now there's a lot of people who disagree with what I'm going to say, but this is my experience in this life, in this field. There is such thing called mental health. I'm not going to disagree on that. But the problem is with us Muslims, we put the Western medicine first. before putting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first in the Quran. Yes, take by all means, take whatever you need to do, but you always have to come back to Quran and Sunnah.
Now, before we touch on the topic of mental health, typically, what are the signs that someone the signs where you can see someone is being possessed by a jinn?
Depends on what we're talking about. Mainly is when a person is married, they kind of stay away from the husband or wife, and the mood swing, and headaches, stomach ache, irregular period pain, noisy all the time. Hearing the Quran, you don't like, lack of salat. So they start lacking the salat, start breaking the salat slowly until they stop praying. Now, having said that, shaitan cannot physically stop you from praying. They can whisper to you, but they cannot. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not give them the enough power to be able to do that because they are weak. إِنَّ كَيْدَ الشَّيْطَانِ كَانَ ضَعِيفًا. Truly, the shaitan is weak, but it is us that we build this shaitan to something he's not. So when I look at a person that they say, oh, the shaitan made me that, I said the shaitan is weaker than anything that Allah created. He is under your foot. When you step on the shaitan, you can step on him with your foot and kill him. This is Muslim, this is Islam. We have Allah. So going back to the topic of what kind of, how does it work? Like I said, the signs are when they start to move away from the deen mainly, and having a lot of problem issues at home and everything else. But first we got to go back to the drawing board. Have we looked what we've done? Have we been pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Fix those problems and Allah will fix it for you. By the word of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
100%. So, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So, when it comes, again, you just touched on the topic of mental illness. How do we differentiate the difference between mental sickness, mental illness, and jinn?
Okay, very simple.
Yeah.
The simplest question has got the simplest answer. If a person is mentally sick, you can read Quran of him, no problem. He loves Quran.
Oh, mashallah.
It's normal.
Yeah.
You play a dance, it's normal. But when you sit and read on him Quran, he start to shake and talk and you sweat and all that. Isn't that enough sign for you that he's shaitan? I mean, a mental person, we all know there's a lot of mental cases up there. Did you know that I visit a lot of mental hospitals in Sydney on a regular basis, where by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I go there and read Quran on them. And Allah either give them shifa or give me a sign that they are possessed. Then I'll say to the parents, this guy should be out of here, try to maintain it with the Quran and Sunnah.
Oh, subhanAllah.
No.
So there are people that are in institutions that are not supposed to be there because they are generally
100%,
affected by
100%.
another entity.
They put it down as a mental situation, but it's actually they need ruqya.
Yeah. And the establishment, when you come in, have any of the doctors or any of the people that are there realized and said, subhanAllah, yeah, he's again, mashallah, he's going to take one of our patients from us.
It was about 6 years ago when I was doing ruqya on a person that came, she was a Palestinian sister, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She converted to Islam.
I mean.
And Alhamdulillah, she was Christian, Palestinian, and she converted to Islam, and she came to the center, and she came along with a police officer and a mental health officer. Both of them. So subhanallah, and I've got a video of evidence of that story. When she came in, she was possessed with a cat.
Oh,
so when they took her to the hospital, all she does is sound like cat, meow, meow, like that. It's funny at that time when you see somebody like that, but you know that this is shaitan. So they sort of gathered, sat down and started writing notes and things, and the police and everything else. Alhamdulillah, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I read on the Quran, and the jinn have left her and converted to Islam.
Subhanallah.
And the police and the thing said, wow, we've never seen anything like that. I said, this is from the Quran. This is shifa. وَنُنَزِّلُ مِنَ الْقُرْآنِ مَا هُوَ شِفَاءٌ وَرَحْمَةٌ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ وَلَا نَزِيدُ الظَّالِمِينَ إِلَّا خَسَارًا. We have revealed to you from the Quran what is shifa, cureness, to the believers.
But on that question now, Sheikh, she was not a believer though. So does it get a bit technical as well? Because I mean, like you said, she.
No, she reverted to Islam.
Oh, okay.
First.
Oh,
And the
subhanallah.
reason that she had black magic done on her is because of her family done it, because
Subhanallah.
she reverted. They want to come back to Christianity.
Oh, subhanallah.
Alhamdulillah.
Wow.
Yes, Hassan. You got a lot of things to say.
I looked at
Some
Yes.
questions people have sent me because they knew we were going to be interviewing you today. Does the jinn talk back? As a lot of people don't know this, right? So we're trying to educate the community. Does it, when you're doing the ruqya, does the jinn talk back to you? Try to be smart? Are they, give us a bit of what happens?
Okay, so you actually, I'll show you a video. I showed you a video just now recently,
yeah.
and you
But I
said-
want you to- because
I
we don't
understand.
have-
I understand. Jinn speaks. Can speak in different languages. He can speak in any language that he chooses. They have their own language as well.
Subhanallah.
The jinn world of the jinn is very much like us. They have all kinds of things. They have even mashayikh. They have scholars. They have reciters. They have gangsters. They have drug dealers. They have gays, lesbian, everything in the unseen world. So yes, true. Because many brothers who are unfortunately become gay, and wallah, what I'm saying is the truth, nothing but the truth. Where I've dealt with many gays. Alhamdulillah, they come to me and they weren't gays. The jinn was with them, given IDs to be gay and destroyed them. Subhanallah. By the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, education, Quran, treatment, they are now getting, some of them are married, alhamdulillah, and living on in life. So they speak, yes. So one day I was with an Australian young lady, and she was from Queensland. She's pure Australian. And she doesn't know how to speak one word of Arabic. And she's speaking to me in Fusha.
Subhanallah.
I couldn't even understand her.
Wow.
So, yes, and very important, do they come what ages? 4,000 years old. I have a jinn who 4,000 years old. She was from the mountain of Iraq, and she's seen the prophets, all through the prophets. She heard about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She heard about Isa alayhi salam, but she never interfered. She always lived in the top of the mountains. So the magician asked her specifically to enter a body to destroy this person. So she did for 20 years in a body, and she has grew a lots of people inside that person. The person can hold a lot of thousands of jinn in him. But they're not, when you think about thousands of jinn, doesn't mean that they are the big. How can the body fit? They are very, very small. They're like a micro small, of fire, or smokeless fire, I should say. So the body can handle it. Whether it's true or not true, I really don't know. All I do is read Quran. If there's 1,000 jinn, there's 1,000 jinn. If there's one, there's one. If there's one acting like 1,000, it doesn't worry me. My understanding, and when I get to do ruqya on anybody, I don't care what they have. I don't care if they have black magic, or they have evil eye, or they have, whatever they have. The Quran is the shifa. That's what I have to concentrate on. If there's something wrong with this person, regards the Quran, we come back to Quran.
Sheikh, just another quick question. You know, when a jinn leaves a person, what happens to that jinn? Does it just go vanish into thin air, or what actually happens?
Well, depends
Is there a
on. This is a
process?
very good question, actually.
Yeah.
And a lot of people ask me this question. Okay, so we go back to the basic of what type of jinn is he, and what's the reason he's there for. Is he Muslim? Is he Christian? Is he Yahudi? Is he Majus? Is he Hindu? All body language tells me otherwise. But in general, if you ask them to leave a body, you make condition on them that they will leave this body and never come back to this body. And if they do, then the curse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the believers and the angels will come on onto them. They are left in the hands of who? Of Allah. I don't have to know where they go or what they're going to do. But I made them say the oath, so the angels of Allah and the army of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can take care of them. Now, if they become Muslim, most of the time, again, I don't know if they do or they don't, I ask them to get to Mecca or Medina, because that's where they find more peaceful, and the other shayateen can't enter this place. You understand? So I asked him to do that. Actually, they go to Medina, they go to Mecca, and they live amongst the Muslim jinn because they are protected there by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and no other magician can go in there and harm them.
SubhanAllah.
Yes.
You said before you're seeing a lot in females. Is it becoming more and more common amongst certain age groups?
Yes, mainly the age group of 18 to 30 years of age.
Oh, SubhanAllah.
Because you find them beautiful sisters, may Allah protect them, protect every Muslim,
Allahumma.
but they're not married.
Mm.
So they either have, again, we go back to basic and asking them, are you listening to music? Are you not doing your salah properly? You know, most of them, they say, oh, we do, and this and that. But certain things always prove that what they're doing is wrong.
Mm.
So, and a lot of people in the social media disagree and don't like me personally because I pinpoint things that are true, and they against me, and they say this guy is not good. I don't like this person because he's saying the truth. I don't care. As long as Allah is happy with me, He knows what my intention is. So when I go to a sister and I ask her first question, do you pray? And she said, I just prayed, and I look at her fingernails. They're as long as they're like a hawk with all these colors on it. Right? That indicates for me she doesn't pray. And if she's praying, she didn't remove the nail polish to do the prayer. So the wudu, it's not accepted. The number two important thing is a majority of the Muslims don't even know the basic of ghusl. Janaba. You feel sister doesn't know. I ask you married, how many kids? I got 4 kids, mashallah. Could you please give me a basic rundown how to do ghusl? I just hit the shower. Bismillah, and I walk in. Subhanallah. If the foundation is not right, your salat is not right, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala going to accept your dua? How is it going to be? Are we kidding ourselves? And this is the problem with our ummah. When you point things like that to them, they don't like it. The most hated people in the world are the Iraqis. Because when you're dealing with people, Hassan, you get accused of all kinds of things.
Because you're speaking haqq. You're speaking the truth.
That's right. And not only that, because that person that's speaking ill about you, who is he? That could be the shaitan himself speaking. This person that many people speak about, and you know about the story, this particular sister, she spoke ill of me. She's possessed with a afreet, not a shaitan, a bigger than shaitan. And she spoke spitting rubbish, but I know she's possessed. I don't blame her. I say, may Allah guide her. She can speak whatever, as long as Allah knows what my intention and every Iraqi intention, because there's good Iraqis up there that fear Allah.
What Abba was saying, it was her speaking, but wasn't her speaking. It was the jinn speaking. Am I right?
That's right, 100%.
I know that it's confusing, but for our listeners, so the sister spoke and spoke bad of him because he spoke truth, but the jinn was speaking. And that's why he forgives her, because he knows it's not her.
Yeah.
Yani, I give you a very quick rundown, not sisters only. I got brothers who came down with basically to the center, we had my center, and threatened me with guns. Guns and knives and everything else. I said, why? I'm trying to help you. He said, I don't know, something tells me that I should come and kill you.
SubhanAllah.
I said, Alhamdulillah, by the will of Allah, I educate them, to explain to them what's going on. Inshallah, with the Ruqya, with the help of Allah, they start to calm down. But yes, the most hated people in this field are the Iraqis, because they are fighting the shaitan. So we don't have to run down to a person and understand. Have a look at this person first, his quality. Is he a practicing Muslim? If he's practicing Muslim, he wouldn't do that. He'd give him reasons. So alhamdulillah, we are getting attacked daily. But having said that, we really should concentrate on understanding who is the Iraqi and who is the magician.
And there's a big difference.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. A magician, as we know, is fake. Huh? Okay? And where the Iraqi is everything coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the Quran.
100%. So, my brothers and sisters in Islam, a very important message to you all. First of all, have tawakkul on Allah. The Shafi is from Allah. Shifa is from Allah. The Quran is the Shifa. The Sunnah is the Shifa. Your a'mal as a good character is from shifa. Your da'wah to Allah is shifa. Everything that you do is shifa. Be aware. There's no one, and I'll say this again and again, no one overseas can fix a problem over the telephone. Doesn't make sense. It's like getting a PowerPoint, not plugging it in, and expect 240 volt to come out. It's not going to come. It's not going to happen. You find these kind of people are dealing with shayateen. Maulana, oh Sheikh. What Maulana? What Sheikh? Common sense. He's sitting across the world in India or Lebanon or Pakistan, wherever he's staying, and he's telling you that you have a shaitan in you. He could be right, but he cannot cure you over the telephone. And the only way is to send shayateen. So I'm going to explain to you how that works, so everybody understand how dangerous this is. A person overseas, you call him up, so-called Maulana or Sheikh, and what does he do? He asks you for your mother's name. That is a question mark there and there. Date of birth. Something specific about you personally. And this is a sign of a magician. How does it work? So what happened is, Hassan Gos, not saying that you are possessed, right? So I call somebody from Lebanon, right? And I say, Sheikh, he said, yes. I said, I want to find out if Hassan Gos has any jinn in him. He says, okay, what's Hassan Gos' name? His mother's name, her name is Fatima. Okay, so now what he does, he research how many Hassan Gos there is with the name Mother Fatima. There could be 3. And he asks question, what's his date of birth? He's about 25, aren't you, Hassan? Say, about 25 years old. So it makes easy for shaitan to pinpoint the person. Okay? That's the first thing. That's why I asked the mother's name. And then the next question, how does he know what Hassan Gos has or hasn't? So the shaitan will enter Hassan through the qareen that he has. Everyone has a qareen. Communicate with him. It's like getting a USB stick and stick it in the computer and download all the data about this person, take that USB and go. So this jinn comes to Hassan Gos. Now it depends on Hassan Gos' iman. I'm just sorry to give you the example of you. Depends on his iman. Other shaitan will enter him. He might not leave. He might stay in that person. Because that's the key to enter. But he will give the information back to the magician. The magician instantly, within seconds, got the message, Hassan Gos is a good person or whatever. He will tell you. And this has done. Then they go to another sheikh, Maulana, and he give him a piece of paper, a ta'weez to hang. Wallah al-azim, if people understand, and you ask him the question, are you wearing this? He tells you for protection. If this is going to protect you, where's Allah? You are putting partners to Allah. Allah is a protector. If it's good, it's got verses of the Quran. I said, even if it has verses of the Quran, it's forbidden to carry it. If I want to carry something, I'll carry the Quran. It's got all the Quran in it. Why would I? So Alhamdulillah, you open them up and you find all kinds of symbols and squares and codes that nobody understands. I can't even read them because this is the code between the shaitan and the magician to call out. It's like a number, a mobile number.
Subhanallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all.
Ameen.
Subhanallah. And moving on that topic is that, again, is it very common in Australia? Like if you go to countries like Indonesia, like my mother, she's Indonesian, my wife, she's Indonesian, is it common in Australia?
It is very, very common in Australia.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Is it due to our society, not our society, is it due to our, the Western influences that has on our children? So the music, or is it from black magic?
Okay, not everything is black magic. Yeah. We have to understand that. Not every sick person is black magic. Not everybody is possessed because of black magic. It could be from evil eye, from hasad, from ayn, from all that kind of things happen.
So from evil eye, let's say, I'm seeing Hassan Gos on Facebook all the time, and like, I hate this guy. Like, subhanAllah, I love him. But I mean, I'm just saying, there's people out there that are
enemies out there, don't worry.
That are looking at him and they're like, I wish this could happen to him. Or obviously that's,
It's a curse. It's a curse,
exactly
yeah.
right. Yeah, but people are constantly doing this. Is it only when someone next levels it, meaning they say, I do hate him, but now I'm going to go next level. I'm actually going to see someone to send something to hurt him, that it becomes, or can something happen?
It can just be in the blink of an eye.
Oh, subhanAllah.
That's
Yeah.
what I recommend, and I say it again and again and again. Part of the treatment that when I look at somebody's profile on Facebook,
Yeah.
I'll tell them, be careful, sisters. Remove
Yeah.
your photos, remove your makeup, remove this. You don't have to have. You have to put yourself out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys up there, and sisters, they envy you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you envy yourself. You look
Subhanallah.
at yourself, say, look, I'm looking good today. It can happen.
Yeah.
Or somebody else can look, this guy is good looking. Brother, it can happen. It can kill him.
Subhanallah.
It can make him sick. So, profile pictures, Hassan, it is very important to not to have it unless you are really doing something for the dawah purpose or
Yeah.
letting people know about what you're doing and so on and so forth.
And that's another thing that we should highlight, is because a lot of us, we love to show our life to the whole entire
The world. Yeah.
we love to take a photo of us when we're looking good and share it out there. So it's something that we have to be careful of. But going back to the topic, it is very common here in Australia.
Okay, it's very common in Australia.
Yeah.
And most of the time, first thing I'll do when somebody rings me up, I say, first of all, ask them for the name, just to know who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm Zainab. I said, Zainab, what can I do for you? She said to me, I think I got black magic. My second question is, which part of the country are you from? I'm from Lebanon. When did you go to Lebanon last? She will say to me, I only just came back a few months ago. That is a tick for me.
Oh, subhanAllah.
Why? Why Lebanon? Why India? Why Pakistan? Because the amount of magicians that are in these countries, it's beyond your imagination.
Is that because they're more religious and they believe in the unseen more than somewhere like?
No, when you said the religious, it's not. They're not.
Yeah.
They're nowhere near it. Anybody harms another person is not practicing.
Yeah.
But what had happened is, I'll tell you a very good example. Why I said, come and see me, or I have to see him. What happened is in Lebanon, I'm going to give you a little bit scenario about Lebanon because I'm Lebanese, so I know how they work.
Yeah.
And in Lebanon, these buildings, they have all kinds of buildings, and everybody live on top of each other.
No.
So the person comes in and they want to wash the clothes and they want to drip dry. So they put the clothes up and hang it on the line, and all the water drips down to the person next door. The clothes got dry, so they argue about this. They start abusing each other, and then the person will say, oh, I'm going to make sure you never live a good life. I'm going to make sure that your kids won't even marry. And it does happen. So they go to a local magician and say, can you do something for me? He said, no problem, give me $20, I'll do for you. So he does black magic with his water, for example, and she gets the water and she throws it on the doorstep of that person. That's fine. She done black magic. These people step on it. Of course, they're weak because they're not listening to Quran. They listen too much to music, and they're serious, and they're away from deen, and the adhan's going off, and they don't even go pray. So they got affected. That's not a problem here. The problem is a person is going to this place, a visitor, who doesn't know what's going on, like myself. I'm not protected. And I go to pass this house, we go to next door upstairs for another cousin. I step on the black magic. So the jinn will enter me. So that's why a lot of people are in Lebanon. They envy each other. And they hate on each other. And they curse one another. And so the shaitan loves it. So they bring it back to Australia. Yes, Australia has a lot of shayateen in it. But everywhere else, a shayateen, there's more shayateen around Mecca and Medina than anywhere else.
Sheikh, I'm going to come into another question as well. And this is, I think, something that commonly children, I guess sometimes adults experience this as well, the pressing while they're sleeping.
It depends on the age.
Oh, okay, subhanAllah. Okay.
So
take us through some of those experiences.
Okay. So some of the scenarios that I dealt with were the kids under the age of 8.
Yeah.
Yani it's from the ulama of the Ruqya and stuff that they believe that shaitan can't power somebody at the age of 7. Allah doesn't allow them to enter the body, but they allow them to be around them and scare them off, not rather possess them. majority of the time when somebody calls me up, my child is affected, I think is not sleeping and everything else, I said to the brother, I said, the problem is not actually your son, it's actually two things. Either your wife or the house.
Subhanallah.
I said, how does that happen? I said, because the child lived in the mother for 9 months. They attached to the woman, to the mother. And therefore, if the mother is affected with shaitan, he can feel it. This is mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So 99%, I will read on the mother and I find it affected. Even though she said, I'm practicing so on and so forth, but you find always something hidden there. Shaitan, when he enters a body, my brothers and sisters, Islam, he doesn't say, oh, I'm here. No, he won't. He will enter you slowly and he will not change anything about you. But slowly start to build inside. It brings more shayateen in, more jinn in, until he become so powerful to start now conquering your mind. So that's what happens. Please don't look at me. It's funny.
Adrian is like,
It's like, wow. Because I'm completely jahil on this. I'm completely ignorant on this topic. And a lot of people are. And that leads us to the next part is, going back to the ANIC press release and going back to what you had spoken about in the beginning is, how do we educate the general population on basically the authentic practices of Ruqya? And how do we, everything that you've said is just basically implementing is all about our way of life.
That's right.
But how do we educate people?
Okay, at the moment, there's a lot of so-called, they call them fake Rockies. Somebody going around social media say fake Rockies. The problem is we are attacking Rockies, whether they're fake or not fake. Of course, if they are doing something haram and you have evidence and proven evidence, not just say, I say, she said, then I recommend to go to the mashayikh with it and prove to them, like everything else. And there is proof, evidence, not I say, or video of somebody, holding a person down and this person's going possessed and, oh, look, he's touching a woman. That's not enough evidence. I'm talking about evidence where they're actually beating somebody up or evidence of touching in the wrong way. And there's a lot of people, so-called Rockies, alhamdulillah, they do touch. And it's haram. I would never touch a woman. The maximum I'll do is I put my hand on her head and I try to put a blanket or something if I need to. But that's why I carry with me from now on headphones where I can put on a sister and sit 5 meters away from her so I don't have to touch her. If I have to do Ruqya, this is the way it's done. Now, fake Rockies, when you talk about fake Rockies, I'm talking about people who go out there and lie and deceive. I'll tell you something. This is very important. I want the community to understand. Raqi is allowed to get paid for his Ruqya.
No.
It's not haram.
No.
Not that he charged money. Yeah. Well, he's going to pay my bills end of the day. You understand? This Ruqya, you cannot go to a doctor or to a professor or somewhere to get treated. This is between Allah and the shaitan, and you try to read Quran to get the shaitan out. You can't go to somebody who's a professor in university and say to him, get the jinn out of me. He will laugh at you.
And subhanAllah, there's actually a hadith to support that, isn't there, Sheikh?
There is a lot of hadith.
Hadith
There's
to
a lot of
support
hadith.
actually getting paid
of
for
course,
services.
Of course, there is
like
hadith that states that, the Sahaba went and done Ruqya, and when they came back, the Prophet ﷺ said to him, where's my share of it? So he didn't disapprove it. He actually approved Ruqya getting paid. Now, this is when it comes to haram. You're allowed to. So basically, when you go to a person, he's so-called Raqi, reads on you for 5 minutes, and then says to you, you need to follow a few things. They say, okay, no problem. You need to get better. And he says to you, you need Zamzam, that's $100. You need oil, that's $40. You need honey, that's $120. You need this and you need that. A person walks out with $700 or $800. You understand, Hassan? This is very important, to be honest, because this is the fake Raqis or people who are doing the Ruqya wrong reasons. Yes, we all want to get paid. Yes, it's nothing wrong. I sell honey, I sell oil. Within certain money. I don't charge arm and a leg for it. Able to pay people to afford it. But the fake stuff comes in when somebody goes to Iraqi or hijamist. And it's very important. It's nothing proven from the Sunnah. You do hijama on somebody and his blood start to bubble up. Oh, you got ayn. Oh, you got hasad. Oh, your clots are black. For God's sake, this is blood. Where is the hadith proves that this is ayn or hasad? It doesn't prove anything. It's just another way of saying you need to do ruqya. You are now got ayn on you. And if you tell a woman that she's got ayn, she sell all her clothes, brother, just to get the ayn out away from her. But you tell her to pray, she doesn't want to pray. But she's willing to pay $700 and $800 and $900 to treat the ayn where it doesn't cost anything. Go on YouTube, put the Ruqya ayn if you don't know how to read it, and listen to it. Simple. You don't have to go to Iraqi. You don't have to go out to Iraqi to pay him money, okay, to do Ruqya. You can do it by yourself. Self-Ruqya.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. It's very interesting, huh?
It is really, really interesting topic. I was.
You know, you never get bored of this. There's so many stories.
It's
but
terrifying, though.
Yeah, I want to share a story with you guys.
Bismillah.
Inshallah. This is a very true story. One day I was traveling to Melbourne, and the day before I had a young man come in, and this man came in, and he had the mark on his head from Salat. And he said to me, I'm 30 years of age. I fear Allah. I never ever done haram or zina or touched a woman. Or I get these thoughts of my head about touching and stuff like that. So he was sitting across the table, and all of a sudden, his voice changed, and he said to me, don't bother. You can't. I will kill you, and I will kill your family, and whoever tried to help this person. So don't go. I killed many mashaykh before. So I'm telling you to leave and don't do it. So I was shocked, you know. I said to myself, I had a bit of like fear because you don't know what they can do. They're unseen. But then again, I said, look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala defends the ladina. Allah yudafi al ladina amanu. So I said to him, okay. I said, look, brother, I'm leaving to Melbourne tomorrow. There's 2 numbers for the sheikh. Ring one of them, he will look after you. So the shaitan said, you are chicken. You're fearing. I am sure that I'm going to be able to destroy you and your family. That's why you tell him to go somewhere else. I said, came with a little bit of, thinking, what I'm going to do now. So I said to him, okay, inshallah, I'm going to cancel my appointment tomorrow to Melbourne, and I'm going to see you only. Just because what you said to show you that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who's going to destroy you, not me. So what happened is, the jinn said to me, this is jinn talking now, he said to me, he's saying that to you to put fear into you. So they had 2 jinns now. One of them said to me, he's putting fear into you, about the other jinn.
It's like a good cop, bad cop in the jinn.
That's what happened. So he said to me, brother, read on him at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I said, why is that? He said, this is the time when the magicians have a siesta. They sit down and relax. They don't bother with the shayateen. This time is good for you to do ruqya. So anyway, cut long story short, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, came to the center, went to the room, I laid this person down, I locked the doors, I said either him or me come out of that room. And this guy was a big boy. So anyway, I started ruqya, 1 hour, and he's laughing at me. He came so close to, wallahi, this is not a joke, this is real. For the first time in my life, for a long time, I see this right in my face. Where he came so close to me, my face, this person, and his face grew long, his eyes were down here, his tongue was about 1/2 meter long, just saying, 300 centimeters. And he came close to me, like he's trying to scare me, but I wasn't scared because I've seen so many of them, so it doesn't worry me. When I say seen, I mean seen in a human form. So I wasn't scared. But I ran out of Quran and war and everything I have to do. Then he said to me something that really, really gave me a boost, I guess. He said to me, no, you or Allah can take me out or destroy me.
SubhanAllah.
It was a challenge.
Yeah.
So what do? I turned to the best next thing I can do. I turned around to the window, put my hand up, I said, oh Allah, oh Allah, you're the powerful. Oh Allah, you're the one who are able to do and destroy. Oh Allah, you have an army that no one can see but you, oh Allah. Oh Allah, I am in strife. I'm your servant. I cannot do this anymore. Oh Allah, do something about this jinn. And he's laughing. Wallah, by Allah. And this person is still alive till now. He can tell you the story. Next thing I see is like somebody chopped his neck.
SubhanAllah, SubhanAllah.
And he woke up. I said, what's wrong? He goes, all I've seen is a sword coming through my neck and cut me in half.
Allahu Akbar.
This is the dua. If the Quran and dua, you don't need no sheikh, and you don't need no raqi, and you don't need nothing but Allah. Then when you have this aqidah, we can go anywhere we want in the world. That the problem is, we are so low in our iman that we turn to such thing as magicians and raqis and everything else. I've seen Muslim people in Fiji when I was there, Muslim, going to a Hindu temple. Wallah al-Azim, and it's on my Facebook page. I put the video up. They were seeking help from Hindus, and they made black magic for him, using all this colored powder and stuff like that. So it is there up there, brothers. And we have to come back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah.
Ameen. Inshallah. So Abu Hamza, you travel anywhere in the state?
Well, to be
country, I
honest,
should say.
to be honest, like I said, I'm doing less ruqya, more educational. But I am traveling at the moment. I'm here in Brisbane.
Right.
I'll be back to Sydney on Wednesday, inshallah. And then I'll fly to New Zealand for 5 days. Then come back from New Zealand, and I have to go to Melbourne for a short trip. And then from there, inshallah, I need to go to Egypt. Now, I'll explain to you why I'm going to Egypt, inshallah. Not only to complete my hijama and my Chinese medicine, inshallah ta'ala, I have to finish there, my diploma. But there's a reason that I'm going there. And of course, I'm going to go to Lebanon, to my hometown. If I don't go there, I don't feel good. I still have to be attached there. That's my country.
Alhamdulillah.
The reason I'm going to Egypt, beside doing my cupping and stuff, is a sister, and Hassan Goss, I showed him. There's a sister that I see in the family. All families affected with shaitan. And to cut long story short, one of the jinn became Muslim, who was a Jew. And out of his goodness, I didn't say anything. I just asked him, do you know what the magic is? He said to me, yes, I do. And he gave me a specific name of a person, not related to the family. His name, age, where he died, and the area he died, and which cemetery. So I thought there was a joke. I said, shaitan lies, jinn lies, Muslim jinn lies. But I said to the sister, you never know. Maybe Allah has other things for you. So I gave her the name, and she researched it, and she just got back to me this morning, and Hassan got seen it.
Yeah, I saw it, yeah.
It's the same name. They found the place.
It's unbelievable, really.
SubhanAllah.
Unbelievable.
It's amazing.
So I want to go basically myself to able to remove it. If not, I'll send a sheikh, a respectful sheikh, in that he can remove it for them, inshallah.
Inshallah.
And if this breaks, by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, everything by the will of Allah, then the family will go back to normal life again. But having said that, this family, they were away from deen so much. But now, Fajr time, they call me, message me, we up for Fajr.
Alhamdulillah.
We listen to Quran. Now the family all together. A beautiful sister, one of the daughters, 21 years old. Tabarakallah. She's very, very attractive sister. May Allah protect her.
I mean,
She hasn't got married. And then when I read on her, the shaitan came up and said to me, I'm stopping her from getting married. I said, now, by the will of Allah, he got killed. Now she's planning to put a hijab on. These changes, all it was just a da'wah. I didn't go there for ruqya. I went there for da'wah. But while I was doing da'wah, the shaitan appeared by himself, and I could not let go of him. I had to sort of do something about it there and there. It took me 3 hours. All right, I never lost weight in my life as much as I did, but alhamdulillah, Allah cured most of them, inshallah.
Ameen.
Just one more question, Sheikh, from my side. To become a Iraqi, is there a procedure? Is there something that someone can do? Are you chosen? How does it work? Does someone-
Wallahi al-Azim, yani, to be honest, to be a Iraqi, first you have sincerity to Allah.
Yeah.
That's the most important part. If you're doing for fame, it's not going to work. If you're doing for your pleasure,
Yeah.
for your money, it's not going to work. I know some sheikh, they started good, sincere. And now all they think about is money.
Subhanallah.
Money. They forgot about Allah.
Money is the root of all evil, isn't it?
You understand? Alhamdulillah.
So, just before we finish off, you're doing education at the moment.
Yes.
So, how can we get in contact with you to learn more or to kind of?
Okay, I got a Facebook page. One's called Sydney Ruqya Center, and I've got another one called Mohammad Shaar, Mohammed, Shaar, Shaar. And alhamdulillah, these two pages are mine. I do a lot of, I got two telephones, one for shaitan, I call it, and one for me personally. I do get a lot of calls. I do get all over the world. I do speak to a lot of people. I advise them. I educate them how to go about. I send them links. The worst or the last thing on my mind is to go visit this person. I want to first let them know that the halal and the haram side of Ruqya. Because when they call you up and they say, I'm from Fiji, or please help me, brother, make dua for me. So I'll make dua for you, but that's not going to do anything. I'll make dua for all the Muslims. But you have to change the state. The people, لا يغير منكم حتى تغيروا ما في أنفسكم. Allah not going to change the state of the ummah until you start changing the state of yourself and coming close to Allah. Wallahi, akhi, brother, to be honest, this is very important. Stay away from music. Stay away from shisha, from cigarette, from dancing, from mixing, from mingling. Okay? And listen to Quran. And make adhan at home on every salah. Remove photos, remove any statues. Read the Surah Al-Baqarah every 3 days. This itself is cureness. It's a basic. This is not extra. This is what we should be doing as Muslims and do a lot of a'mal. If you are sick, wallahi, one of the most important things I've seen with the brother Hassan Goss and the Gold Coast Community Mosque and Islamic Care is that they put a lot of advertising about giving donation and sadaqah. And correct me if I'm wrong, Hassan, a lot of people pay money sadaqah for shifa. فقال رسول الله اشفوا مرضاكم في الصدقة. Cure your sickness with what? With sadaqah. Pay. If you find something good, doing something good for the community, help. And alhamdulillah, even yourself here, you got the online Quran, and I'm very happy to see that. It's very, very good for the community. We should be spreading it amongst it because this is our home.
Yeah.
This is Australia, and we're teaching Quran online, which is better. People who got sickness, donate to such a good thing.
Ameen.
Donate to this beautiful cause. Donate to the community that is working, like Hassan Goss and everyone else. And donate. This money needed. I'd rather not give me any money from me as a Iraqi and pay it zakat. It's better. And then Allah will help you. You don't need to see me.
Ameen.
Ameen.
MashaAllah. Powerful episode on the
Alhamdulillah.
podcast, honestly.
Inshallah, I would like to come back again one day and talk
Inshallah.
about
Ameen.
more specific about black magic
No, definitely.
and how it's done
Yeah.
and what the magicians are. But of course, we can talk here for hours. And as you know, I've got other appointments to see today, inshallah. But thank you very much. Give me opportunity to talk about it, especially to our community.
Now, big jazakallah khair from the Academy Alive team. Again, this was very educational. For myself as being again, like I said, an ignorant person in this field, it also kind of touched home to me as well, was the fact that it can affect anybody.
Yeah.
And that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted us the most powerful weapon. And also the fact that we need to be careful and also implement and also make Islam the way our way of life. I just want to say Jazakallah kulla khair for coming in, Abu Hamza. And yeah, thank you very much. All of the links to Abu Hamza's pages will be in the description below. If you'd like to get in contact with Abu Hamza, please email us and then we'll be able to pass your contact on, inshallah ta'ala. But thank you very much for listening. Once again, share, subscribe, like. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.